There's one thing GameStop fears more than the idea of me canceling a pre-order, and that is this little guy. Let's talk about not this. What is going on, everyone? It's Ty here, and so yeah, you know this guy. It's kind of weird if you don't know. This little NES Amiibo right here utterly destroyed GameStop systems for a couple hours, I believe, maybe like 1 or 2. Don't know if you don't remember, weren't in the scene. Amiibo used to be insane. Some of them still are a little hard to get, but most of them nowadays you just pre-order and you get it, and then they'll have them in stores for a couple of months and then they just go away. Who knows where they went, but they're gone. Amiibo are a lot easier to get now, in my opinion, and compared to what it was like. Sometimes it's hard at launch, but again, stores get restocks. The pre-orders are open a lot longer, or they come back. It used to be insane getting these things. Stores would get very little amounts of certain characters, like the Fire Emblem, or I mean, even this restocks were weird. I remember I sat outside a GameStop for multiple hours with my mom. She was kind enough to take me for a DDD Amiibo from the Smash Bros. Line. They only had 3. Where did the other 3 go? I don't know. Maybe the employees, who knows? But that's not totally what I want to talk about today. But I just want to say this problem that we're about to talk about goes back probably even further than this, but for me personally, I can only really remember this being a problem since the start of the Amiibo Smash Bros. Things. But like Amiibo, it's gotten better. So the title says, you know, it doesn't mention Amiibo. Why am I talking about Amiibo? Nintendo has really dropped the ball on this Xenoblade 3 Collector's Edition, and that is coming from someone who actually has one. Well, I don't have it yet, and I won't have it until the fall. I did manage to get a pre-order somehow. We'll backtrack a little bit on that in a second, but if you don't know, Nintendo, the My Nintendo store, I don't know what they call their storefront. It's like a weird digital physical hybrid. There's typically the only physical things are like merchandise. There, you can't really buy any physical games to my knowledge. I don't go digging around because none of it's actually really a good price. But it's like it's basically an online, or it's an eShop you could see on your web browser, I guess, and more. The only real physical things I know that they sell is the My Nintendo Rewards that you can use your platinum points on and all that. Well, they decided to do their first ever, not only like physical special edition game, I believe, but they also decided to test their pre-orders on Xenoblade 3. That website probably gets less traffic than Babylon's Fall on Steam, and that only has like 12 players on it, so that's a lot. That's pushing it. Now, I don't think there was 100,000 people running to the site to crash it. I think only 1,000 needed to. I have no idea how many people were trying for this. It would have been really cool to see, because it put you in a queue at the beginning. The website crashed immediately. Not really surprising. This happens a lot, you know. Even good deals still crash a Best Buy website every now and again. But this website was down for like 8 hours, 9 hours before it finally, eventually around like an 8 or 9 hour mark, I believe, people were finally able to put it in a cart and check out. Luckily I didn't wait all that time. I don't know how I got one, because I wasn't waiting that whole time. I was working, and then I would take a look, and it was a mess, but I did manage to get one somehow. But yeah, it took 8-9 hours for them to fix this thing, and it kind of feels like they weren't prepared at all. Like, I don't know, it doesn't feel like the type of thing that would take that long. I really can't think of a time any sort of game thing has crashed a website this hard. I just think it's the website wasn't prepared for it. I hate to break it, but I don't think Xenoblade is just like getting 1 million people on the website. But I just think their website was ill-equipped. Now, I do want to talk about why this is the process they're doing. I've seen some people ask why, and I think the answer not to be rude, it's just, it is an obvious answer, is that they moved the release date up. I'm sure this thing was going to be in stores like the Xenoblade 2 and Xenoblade 1, and I think the Xenoblade X Special Edition, I know that one was at least on GameStop, I'm pretty sure. I mean, all these special editions have been in stores, so it'd be weird with the third installment to only be digital or available on the My Nintendo store, and I think it's just so they can skip the process of shipping it to consumer, or to shipping it to stores from wherever they make this, instead of just having it wherever it's made and then going to one place. I assume it's made somewhere and then sent to like a Nintendo has their own sort of distribution somewhere, because they send out physical My Nintendo rewards. I assume they did that because, if you don't know, the special edition, you're not getting the game with it. You're getting the game beforehand. Well, you're supposed to. They said they'll ship the game out July 29th, well, before July 29th. The game is separate from the special edition. The special edition is just the box, the art book, and the steelbook. It's not actually going to be in there. So, and that's because they moved the date up, and it probably takes time, I would assume, to make all these extra physical goodies like books and a steelbook, like a real art book and steelbook, to clarify what I mean by book. Lots of books. I just think it's weird, and kind of sucks for anybody that actually wants one, because I do think the other ones were very accessible. I remember seeing Xenoblade 2s on the shelves a lot. Kind of regret not getting one. I'm not even a Xenoblade fan yet. Maybe that'll change. I do remember seeing it on shelves. I remember seeing one on shelves. It's not... I don't know if people weren't buying it or what, or they might have just had a good amount. That's a very fair point, too. I have no clue, but it was better. I think people could get it in their hands if they wanted to. Now, I don't even know who these went to. They didn't even limit it to one. It was limit 2 for a while. And that's just why. You're just asking for problems. I don't know about that. It's all weird to me. I'm not a fan that they didn't limit it to one right away. I'm glad, I guess, they had a limit. But, there's not a lot of people reselling it on eBay yet, which is nice. I mean, a lot of people online have been posting pictures of, like, people reselling for, like, 300. And there's a good amount, but it's not like there's, like, tens of, no, there's not even, like, 100 listings of it, so I don't know. But, yeah, moving the release date up has really screwed over fans getting this collector's edition. And honestly, in my opinion, it's screwed over the collector's edition. I think it is not really a good one. Why'd you buy it? I don't know why I bought it. It's just a steelbook and an art book. Not even the soundtrack, which is a little disappointing. And the game's not actually going to be in it, which is like... I kind of wonder if it'll have a place to put the game. I kind of like keeping that together. I don't know, I'm weird. But, I don't know. It's just disappointing, because, like, this is a big deal for a lot of people, and I just sympathize for it. Because it's weird how it's all being handled, but it makes sense. It makes sense that they don't want to put out a special edition with the game on store shelves to all these different stores like 3 or 4 months after the game's out. It's just gonna be weird and might have a hard time selling. I bet people would still pick it up, but I'm sure we'd see some rot on shelves because people just move on. Maybe, I mean, I don't know. Who knows how that would play out? We'll never know how that would play out. But that's probably what they're trying to avoid, is just avoid the part where it doesn't make sense to have a game that came out 3-4 months ago on shelves in a special edition only format. But let me know what you guys think. Did you manage to get one? I've seen like almost nobody I know managed to get one. It's like, this was horrible. It was a bad experience. I expect the website to crash, but not for 8 to 9 hours. And I feel like Nintendo had to have known how well their website could handle this. It has to stop being a shock that people like series like Xenoblade and Fire Emblem in the West. I get for a while they were doing bad, but good God, stop treating them like they're still this obscure niche thing. It's like, sure, it's still niche, but it's not obscure. It's very relevant. You have them plastered in Smash Bros. I mean, I feel like they know it's an advertising tool, Smash Bros. So I feel like they have to know Xenoblade and these other once obscure and not cared about series aren't really that anymore. Anyways, guys, that's my little ramble. I'm disappointed, and I hope they never do this again, or at least figure out how to handle it better. I don't think we'll be put in this situation again, or as often. I think with this botched launch might really... I'm sure this was a double experiment to see if they could like do this type of thing. I hope that means they don't, because unless they like upgrade their website like tenfold, not happening. But just know when the Tide Plays More merch drops, you're gonna want to be first in line for that queue, because that website's gonna tank.